Good morning and welcome to Title Talk on Monday, March 18th, 2019. I'm Karen Hamstra, coming to you from the Marion Public Library with some brand new books. First one is More Than Words by Jill Santopolo. It's a fiction book. Nina has always known who she's supposed to be, but is that who she truly is? Nina Gregory has always been a good daughter. Raised by her father, owner of New York City's glamorous Gregory Hotels, Nina was taught that family, reputation, and legacy are what matters most. And Tim, her devoted boyfriend and best friend since childhood, feels the same. But when Nina's father dies, he leaves behind a secret that shocks Nina to her core. And this is categorized as a romance novel. Here's a book by Donald Westlake that's been out of print for 30 years. They brought it back. It's called Brothers Keepers. What will a group of monks do when their 2-century-old monastery in New York City is threatened with demolition to make room for a new high-rise? Anything they have to. Thou shalt not steal is only the first of the commandments to be broken as the saintly face off against the unscrupulous over that most sacred of relics, a Park Avenue address. Castle on the Rise by Christy Cambron. This is when Lane Forrester travels overseas to attend her best friend's vineyard wedding. She expects to find the bride on the brink of a fairy tale life, but after a series of unforeseen setbacks, it seems the storybook lives they'd imagined are suddenly ripping apart. Here is a sequel. It's The Accidental Further Adventures of the 100-Year-Old Man, which, not surprisingly, is the secret to the 100-year-old man who climbed out the window and disappeared. The author is Jonas Jonasson. I kind of believe it's a Swedish book. I read the first one. It was a-okay, and if you like this kind of story, you will enjoy it. It all begins with a hot air balloon trip and 3 bottles of champagne. Alan and Julius are ready for some spectacular views, but they're not expecting to land in the sea and be rescued by a North Korean ship, and they could never have imagined that the captain of the ship would be harboring a suitcase full of contraband uranium on a nuclear weapons mission for Kim Jong-un. The Accidental Further Adventures of the 100-Year-Old Man. This book is by the author of The Book Thief, which some of you probably saw the movie, or some of you may have read the book. This one's called Bridge of Clay. It's about 5 brothers. They've lived alone since their father walked out years and years ago. They've lived by their own rules. And today, the father walks back in. And so the life of Clay, the quiet one with a harrowing secret, is about to change forever. He is the one who will build a bridge for his family, for his past, for greatness, for his sins, a miracle and nothing less. I can't help but think that this is going to be a really good book. So give it a try. And I have some nonfiction books to mix in here. Chris Hogan has a book called Everyday Millionaires, How Ordinary People Built Extraordinary Wealth and How You Can Too. This is at 332.024. It is recommended by Dave Ramsey. Here's one, Amazing Magic Tricks. This is a kid's book, but really it has 80 magic tricks in it, and there are videos attached with it. So if you are an aspiring magician, or perhaps a magician who's looking for some new tricks, this might just be the book for you. Again, this would be in the kids' room, 793.8. The author is Norm Barnhart. And just to remind you, we do get a number of new guidebooks every year, and this Lonely Planet Paris just came in. This will be in the regular nonfiction stacks at 914.4. So we hope that you would enjoy that. In Putin's Footsteps, Searching for the Soul of an Empire Across Russia's 11 Time Zones by Nina Khrushcheva, who is the daughter of the famous Khrushchev, and Jeffrey Taylor. Not the daughter, she's the granddaughter. I'm sorry. I think that's right. Well, I can't tell you quickly, but I believe that's the case. Anyway, they take a train ride across all of these different time zones. And present-day Russia and write down their findings. I believe Mr. Taylor had done that some years ago. This is an update of his story. The First Soldier, Hitler as Military Leader. I'm sorry for the glare on these covers. The ones that have dark backgrounds don't do well. 940.541343. Stephen G. Fritz, a leading expert, offers a new assessment of Hitler as a military commander and strategist. It's said that you don't often hear anything, about Hitler's talents as a military leader, and apparently he actually did have some abilities in that area. Here is another fiction book, Cherokee America by Margaret Verble, V-E-R-B-L-E. It's a historical fiction novel. She won a Pulitzer Prize, no, she was a finalist for a Pulitzer Prize. It says, a baby, a black hired hand, a bay horse, a gun, and a neighbor have all gone missing in the same corner of the Cherokee Nation. Cherokee America singer known as Czech is none too pleased with these developments. As a wealthy farmer, the mother of 5 boys, and the matriarch of her family, she's accustomed to wielding authority, and she's determined to find out what's going on. And that's probably going to be a really good book, too. Jessica Strasser has a new one, Forget You Know Me. Again, that's a novel. When a video call between friends captures a shocking incident no one was supposed to see, the secrets and lies it exposes threaten to change their lives forever. And it's pretty much as that said, the one woman sees something happen to the other one while they're video chatting, and she basically drops everything and rushes to, I think maybe it's Chicago, where the other woman lives. And when she gets there, it's like none of this ever happened. Nobody knows anything about it. And they just want to go on pretending. But the other woman can't get it out of her mind. It's a suspense book, Forget You Knew Me by Jessica Strasser. I read part of this in one of our online book clubs a couple of months ago as a pre-pub book. And it did start as a good read. I have 3 large print books for you. Melody Carlson, Courting Mr. Emerson. When fun-loving artist Willow West meets buttoned-up George Emerson, she's intrigued, but it's not exactly love at first sight. Willow wants the obsessive-compulsive, newly retired English teacher to loosen up and embrace life, but it seems like a lost cause. We have Laura Child's new book, Broken Bone China, in large print. Again, this is part of her Tea Shop Mystery Series that takes place in Charleston, South Carolina. These are always really good books. Highly recommended. Jude Devereaux, A Justified Murder. She is always a popular author. It's a mystery, needless to say. Last year, Sarah Medlar, her niece Kate, and Jack Wyatt solved a murder mystery in the small town of Laughlin, Florida. Now there is another victim, Janet Beeson, one of the town's kindest and most helpful residents. Sarah, Kate, and Jack are determined to leave this case to the professionals, but the townspeople and even the sheriff are hoping they'll lend their skills to a crime that seems to have no explanation or motive. Again, Jude Devereaux, A Justified Murder. Oh, I hope you've seen some possibilities for your own reading pleasure in those books. Again, I would remind you to pick up a copy of this month's book page on top of the new fiction shelves just inside the front door of the library. There are still a few copies left for March, and I hope we'll see you again next week. Happy reading!